In part 1 of the Chapter Challenge convention session, you saw 5 of the wonderful projects from the following chapters. This video is part 2, which showcases the inspirational projects by the remaining 4 chapters. Presenting the Chapter Challenge from the Metropolis of Detroit.
Your Philoptochos sisters from Fort Wayne, Indiana send greetings. Fort Wayne is the second largest city in Indiana with a population of just under 300,000. Our city is named after General Anthony Wayne, who established the first American fort at the confluence of our 3 rivers. Our historic fort was constructed in 1815 and is reputed to be the most sophisticated and carefully designed all-wooden fort ever built in North America. Our church building resembles a fort, and we lovingly refer to it as a fortress of faith. With less than 170 families and 45 Philoptochos members, we are a small but mighty fortress. Our school corporation is quite large and diverse, with nearly 80 languages spoken. Our Chapter Challenge project started out with one little well-worn shoe. One of our Philoptochos sisters teaches at the neediest of the 30 elementary schools in our corporation. She mentioned that one of her students desperately needed shoes. We began reminiscing about the excitement of choosing a new pair of back-to-school shoes and realized that sadly, many children in our community never get that experience. So we decided to help students start the year off on the right foot by providing new athletic shoes. Our Philoptochos sisters, along with the entire congregation, stepped up to the challenge. We created a clothesline where parishioners could select a tag in the shape of a shoe. Each color-coded shoe had the needed size indicated. Through generous donations, we were able to outfit nearly 80 children with a brand new pair of shoes. The principal thanked us, stating, "We were very pleasantly surprised at the number and value of the shoes purchased. Knowing our students have shoes that fit properly, that they can wear with pride, is invaluable. With your generous donations, meeting our students' needs was less of a challenge. You really do make a difference in the lives of our children." The school social worker included photos of students in their new shoes with a thank you note which read in part, "I included one example of how much your donations are needed. I mean no disrespect to the child who was wearing them. I just wanted you to see the impact you have." Children feel special and empowered with a new pair of shoes. When wearing new shoes, teachers often hear students excitedly exclaim, "Watch how fast I can run in my new shoes!" The shoe drive was just the beginning of an incredible relationship between the elementary school and our chapter. We learned the students were in need of outdoor recess equipment, so our army of women rallied the troops and went to work raising funds to outfit each classroom with kickballs, soccer balls, basketballs, jump ropes, sidewalk chalk, and a mesh bag in which to store the recess equipment. We fell in love with our adopted school and wanted to bless the neediest families with a magical Christmas. Over the past few years, we have been able to provide tens of thousands of dollars in gifts and household supplies to hundreds of families. After Christmas, when our Indiana weather turned frigid, we couldn't bear the thought of our littles being without warm hats, gloves, and socks, so once again we went to work. Since that first year, we continued to provide warm winter items each year. In February of that first year, we held a food collection benefiting the families of our adopted school and were able to donate 2 bags full of groceries to over 25 very grateful families. The social worker was so touched and commented that our generosity gives the school staff such a boost by helping the children they serve and love on a daily basis. In addition to continuing the shoe drive, Christmas families, hats and gloves collection, the next winter we put together hygiene kits for our beloved students and collected boots as many of our families walked to school in our cold, snowy Indiana weather. For all that we cheerfully give, we receive so much love and gratitude in return. Thank you to the National Philoptochos Chapter Challenge Program for providing us the impetus to forge a bond with our beloved students and staff. Glory to God for all things.
Presenting the Chapter Challenge from the Metropolis of New Jersey.
$21,000 was raised through Philoptochos of St. Katherine's and our larger family at St. Katherine's. And we're very happy to be able to do this for you. And also the other nice in-kind items that we gave.
Absolutely.
And here's the actual real check, the rest of it. Because I don't think you take this to the bank.
A game-changing donation given to Homestretch in Falls Church, Virginia. $21,000 raised by the St. Catherine's Philoptochos. Our president, Daphne Papamichael.
We felt that Homestretch was the perfect match because you are helping people become secure in their lives and be able to move forward to the next step. And then they can help somebody else. And I think that's what we do in Philoptochos. So
once our chapter was chosen in 2022, we got to work right away. For 33 years, Homestretch has supported families experiencing homelessness. It empowers these families, 90% of them women with children, to maintain permanent housing and the skills to achieve lasting economic self-sufficiency.
These are families that have experienced crisis significant enough that it led to homelessness. Chief among these causes is domestic violence. So it would be a mom with kids who was had a home, but they realized it was so dangerous in that home they had to flee. And they faced homelessness as a better option.
Lutia was one of those women. After spending 3 months in a shelter, leaving an abusive marriage, she ended up with Homestretch and now, years later, owns her own business.
I cry so much that I just, pray. And I say that God was having a way for me to have all of this maybe fixed.
Lutia says without help from groups like us, Homestretch wouldn't be able to help more women like her when they need it most.
Gaining my self-esteem again and teaching me how to become Lutia again. How I was raised as my parents did, that with respect, that I got lost in my abusive relationship. I was feeling that moment so powerless, so down, so unmotivated, so alone, so lost.
We kicked off our chapter challenge with a bedding and linens drive, collecting about $2,500 in materials. We sponsored the Homestretch Benefit Breakfast. We purchased shoes and socks for children of Homestretch families and stocked the Homestretch Preschool's pantry. The most rewarding was spending time with the children in their classroom. During the holidays, we provided a Thanksgiving dinner for a family and adopted a family for Christmas, checking all the items off their wish lists.
I'd like to welcome everyone.
In December, for our annual Christmas luncheon, we hosted the new executive director, Barfonce Baldwin, and a Homestretch client to share their powerful story to the whole Philoptochos. The chapter was moved.
It gives us an opportunity to live our faith and be a part of an army of agape and help our local community and neighbors.
All of our proceeds from the luncheon went to Homestretch.
This year, the centerpieces and decor symbolize the sanctuary that Homestretch creates for the women and children that they help. And around this season, our centerpieces are joyful and whimsical, but also represent warmth and security that these families need.
The Philoptochos at St. Katherine believes that it is not enough to tend to our own flock. It is imperative that we reach out to our community to strengthen our neighbors. By lifting those in dire need of material, physical, and emotional support, we will be fulfilling our mission to befriend the poor. The resources we have devoted to our chapter challenge through Homestretch have empowered us by living our faith as the Greek Orthodox Church has intended us to do. As givers, we have received so much more in return that has enriched our lives.
Is that we have a sense of shared values, and we have a sense of shared faith, and we have a sense of shared belief in the potential and the infinite worth of every human being. No matter how they may look when they come into our door, no matter how broken that family may feel, no matter how disheveled they may look, we see past that brokenness. We see the infinite potential that is there because it is a God-given potential. God has given us a chance to serve by giving every one of these families, every child, every parent, a safe place to not just to breathe and to start over, but to start dreaming about what can be their future.
So with partners like you, you make this work possible. And I just want to say again, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. And God bless you. Thank you so much.
Presenting the chapter challenge from the Metropolis of Pittsburgh.
The St. Xenia chapter of Saints Constantine and Helen Church in Reading, Pennsylvania, is honored to represent the Metropolis of Pittsburgh in the chapter challenge for the 2024 National Philoptochos Convention. Our choice of project was an easy one. We quickly decided to help realize a goal of our community's Hope Rescue mission to create a facility that would provide food, shelter, and support services to women and children experiencing homelessness. This residence, the first of its kind in our area, will be faith-based and privately funded. The facility would require the transformation of a 25,000 square foot former thrift store into 43 residential units, each equipped with private restroom facilities. The idea was to provide not just a bed in a dormitory-style setting, but a private space where women and children can feel safe, cared for, and have a measure of dignity during a difficult time in their lives. Symbolizing a beacon of hope and safe harbor, the project was aptly named the Lighthouse Women and Children's Center. The cost to construct and furnish each of the 43 private units was $25,000. While our chapter set no specific monetary objective, our hope was to get as close as possible to fully funding one of the 43 residential units. As our project got underway, we formed a committee and invited Kate Alley, Executive Director of the Lighthouse, to join us after Sunday services to introduce our parishioners to the project. We planned a variety of fundraisers and included Lighthouse envelopes on our church's annual Christmas angel tree, which parishioners used to make donations. We had the pleasure of attending the Lighthouse Welcome Home Party, where we toured a few of the residential units and common areas in the Lighthouse. It warmed our hearts to see that this was a place where the women and children would be loved, supported, and provided with opportunities for growth, both in the world and in their new faith. The first and most heartwarming fundraiser was James's birthday party. James is the son of our committee chair, and in lieu of gifts, he wanted to receive donations to the Lighthouse. James collected and donated an amazing $1,400 from that party. We also held our annual spring bake sale and raised even more for the Lighthouse from the sale of lukumades, soup, and rice pudding. Our chapter partnered with numerous local restaurants and businesses to sponsor fundraisers at their locations or to sell food at our church, and the businesses generously donated a percentage of the day's proceeds to the Lighthouse. we had the unique privilege of hosting a benefit concert featuring Christoforos Petridis, a brilliant young violinist from Greece who came to the U.S. under the sponsorship of our parishioner Dr. Louis Dalaveras, himself an accomplished pianist. Christoforos, accompanied by Dr. Dalaveras, mesmerized the audience with his outstanding virtuosity and played to a standing ovation. It was a wonderful evening. The new center officially opened in October 2023, with the first residents welcomed shortly thereafter. In December, our chapter sponsored the very first Christmas party for the women and children. We donated a Christmas tree, which the children had fun decorating with ornaments they made themselves. The residents, guests, and staff enjoyed pizza and Christmas treats and were entertained by our own Deacon Jim, who played his guitar and led everyone in singing Christmas carols. The highlight was the surprise appearance of Santa Claus, also known as Father Theodore, who delighted everyone and handed out special gifts for the women and children. It was an afternoon full of fun, smiles, and goodwill. The Lighthouse Project has been a true labor of love for our St. Xenia chapter. We were thrilled to exceed our fundraising goal and donate the excess to the construction of a children's playground right on the site. More than just meeting a philanthropic goal, we formed a connection with the Lighthouse residents and staff and hope to continue our relationship with them into the future. As a women's organization, we feel blessed for the opportunity to lend a hand to our sisters in need, women helping women, and it fills our hearts to know that we've been able to help society's most precious gifts, our children.
Presenting the Chapter Challenge from the Metropolis of San Francisco.
Hi, I'm Father Chris Ratellis, the parish priest here at St. John's. We are thrilled to have our Philoptochos lead the way with this chapter challenge these past 2 years, especially as it has offered the whole community various ways of getting involved and serving those who are in need. It was especially remarkable seeing the relationship that we were able to foster with the amazing work being done with the Higher Ground Youth and Family Services here at Anaheim. While this was only a 2-year challenge, I'm thankful to God and very hopeful that it will provide many years of opportunities to serve and fulfill the gospel of Christ. God bless you all.
Higher Ground Youth and Family Services was founded by Joe Baldo in 2012. After a successful career in video, film production, and corporate communications, Joe believed it was time to give back to the community. He decided to volunteer at Juvenile Hall in Orange, California. His role was to visit with teenage detainees, offer a listening ear and a caring heart. He would often be waiting when the young men were released from jail. The impact these youth had on Joe was life-changing. After 3 years of listening, learning, praying, and ministering to this population, Joe knew he was being called to work with the youth where they needed help the most, in their neighborhoods. At first, he organized football and baseball games and brought pizza for the teens. Soon, the teens were asking to meet on a regular basis. All of Joe's activities caught the attention of the Anaheim Police Department. They wanted to meet the man that had calmed tensions in the hood. They offered to give Joe the use of a park and a couple of portable buildings, and Higher Ground Youth and Family Services was born. By partnering with area universities and organizations, Higher Ground exposes youth to art, music, video production, STEM lab, nutrition services, life skills education, sports, homework help, and counseling. Staff visit area middle and high schools to teach students about the dangers of human trafficking. Snacks and dinners provided daily to the children. In the summer, they host summer camp that includes field trips to the beach. Family support includes English language classes, parenting classes, counseling, a food pantry, and hosted family dinners. Our church school students collected over 1,000 pairs of socks for Socktober that were delivered to Higher Ground. At Christmas, we held a parish-wide gift card drive. Parishioners, young and old, pulled ornaments from the parish Christmas giving tree. Over the last 2 years, we delivered approximately $2,000 in gift cards for bus passes, Target, Walmart, gas, and grocery stores. Goya held a Pizza for Pasta fundraiser to collect pasta and sauce for Katharina's Club. who delivers hot cooked meals to Orange County's Higher Ground. Our ministry came full circle, delivering over 500 pounds of pasta and sauce to Katharina's Club. After touring Higher Ground, Philoptochos decided to help raise money towards the purchase of commercial-grade appliances and furnishings for the new kitchen that was under construction. A new kitchen would give them more space for their food pantry, nutrition classes, and meal prep. Of course, it made sense to us since we're Greek. Our first fundraiser was the Festival of Tables, attended by over 300 people with over 20 decorated tables. Jordan Barrera from Higher Ground told Joe's story. They even decorated a table that represented the services they provide for the children. From this event, we were able to donate $8,000. Every year, St. John the Baptist Greek dance groups complete a diaconia project. The dance groups are also the same youth in church school, Goya, and Greek school. The ministry contributed to the Philoptochos Challenge by creating 100 school supply kits and 100 toiletry boxes that were donated to Higher Ground Youth and Family Services. It was a great event and we had a fantastic turnout. It was wonderful to see kids of all ages from 5 to 20 years old having fun participating and doing it as a team. On Vasilopita Sunday, Philoptochos held a Vasilopita luncheon with proceeds designated to Higher Ground. We sold out at 300 people and were pleased to donate an additional $2,000. Philoptochos was invited to participate in Higher Ground's open house for their donors. Again, being Greek, we cooked tiropita and spanakopita and served people from their old kitchen. We were able to talk about our partnership with Higher Ground to Anaheim community leaders. The young man shown in this slide participated in the Higher Ground programs as a young child and now volunteers there. Higher Ground hosts monthly dinners for the children and their families. It's an opportunity for the families to share fellowship with one another. Often there is enough food for families to get to-go boxes. Often clothing, food boxes, blankets, and other household necessities are distributed at these dinners. Philoptochos hosted a Greek family dinner which included souvlaki, fasolaki, tilapia, and karpouzi, all cooked by us. We were joined by St. John Parish Council members. Our young adults volunteered at another monthly dinner.
My name is Vasily Gatsinadis, and I am a member of St. John the Baptist Greek Orthodox Church, and I'm also a parish council member. I would like to thank our generous community for their support of Higher Ground Ministries. Just recently, Higher Ground had a break-in where several items were stolen, and through the generous efforts of our community, support, time, and treasure, we were able to purchase a barbecue.
Had our Philoptochos not been assigned the chapter challenge, we would not have met Joe Baldo and learned about Higher Ground Youth and Family Services. We are so proud of our parish for embracing this challenge. We have donated over $21,000, including blankets, socks, supplies, toiletries, gift cards, and food. We are humbled to have been given the opportunity to make a positive impact in our community. Our Philoptochos has formed an everlasting relationship that will continue long into the future.
Evharisto. I hope I said that right. Many, many thanks. Thank you isn't even a good enough of a term. I can't express my appreciation enough. You people are so wonderful and so giving and so caring and so generous. So thank you. Higher Ground is truly blessed by all of you. We appreciate you so much. God bless you all.
Congratulations, and thank you to all of the Chapter Challenge chapters for their dedicated and tireless work in making a difference in the lives of others.